It's an absolute and an amazing thing. But right now we want to go into a discussion, and as I told you earlier on, we have very awesome gentlemen with us in studio. Of course, immediately I have Mr. Fantas Kabuku, who's the director Nuare International, and I mean, your life has been about fruits for a very long time, so hopefully our discussion will be fruitful.
Of course.
Definitely. And also we have Andrew Washira is the founder and CEO of Kombucha Kenya Limited. And as the name of the company suggests, you guys make kombucha. You know, earlier on I had said that you'll teach us how to make kombucha, but it seems to be a very sensitive product. Since you're ingesting it, so you have to be very careful. It has to be made under a controlled environment. I think we'll be learning from you why people like you are able to put up, you know, businesses that are able to make this in a proper way, in a safe way too, all right? But starting off, you know, overall we were touching on the issue of fruits, yeah? And Mr. Fantas, it's quite interesting. Fruits in this country, we have a variety of fruits across the country. For starters, you yourself, how did you get into the fruit value chain?
You know, traditionally in Kenya, commercialized agriculture, we had only tea and coffee and other few players doing flowers. And you realize that in the recent past, the export commodities have now expanded to the fruit business. We can say, like now we know mangoes, we know pineapples, we know avocados, and even nowadays there are some people who are doing other vegetables like berries. And with that kind of business coming up, a lot has been done to bring farmers together so that they can be able to do what we call aggregation to meet the quantities that are required by the buyers. And it is in such circumstances that I found myself very relevant in terms of linking the market and the produces.
Okay. You are linking the market to the farmer or to the producers.
Yes.
You are right there, and it's very important. One of the producers is, I mean, one of the people who need this product. It's you, Andrew. I mean, I'm thinking, first of all, kombucha as a product. I don't know whether it's common knowledge, because I got to know about kombucha so recently, and it was through a friend. You know, I was like, what is it? What is this that you're drinking? Yeah, it looks very funny. And he was like, this is kombucha and it's good for my gut health. And I was like, okay, tell me more about it. But maybe for starters, Andrew, tell us how did you end up in the kombucha value chain? And just so that we don't miss it, what is kombucha?
Okay, kombucha is a tea that has been fermented by yeast and bacteria. That's the most formal definition for kombucha. And we are talking about black tea or green tea or tea that's coming from the plant Camellia sinensis. The way I came to get into kombucha, my mom was a nutritionist and she knew about a lot of health stuff. And one of the things that I was able to pick up from her was kombucha. So normally there's usually a thinking that, you know, healthy things are usually disgusting in taste. Well, to some degree there's a small truth to that, but I came to embrace kombucha so well since I found it so close to something like apple cider vinegar or something like that. So since I was a child, I had this taste for tart things, for example, tamarind, for example, loquats, so such fruits. So when I got into kombucha, when I discovered kombucha, it was more like a a sparkling moment for me. Yes, yes.
That's incredible. And even the whole aspect of now going commercial, we'll discuss that.
Yes.
Because it's one thing to be passionate about a particular product, and it's another thing to run a business with seasons, with fruits. Just the other day I was enjoying very big mangoes, and I was getting one at 20 bob, you know, just a few months ago. All of a sudden I'm trying to find a mango. It's not there, and the little that is there is actually pretty much expensive, almost double or triple the price. This seasonality, maybe help us understand, what are the seasons, as somebody who is in this value chain, what fruits come under what time?
Okay. Kenyan agriculture, and especially the horticulture, fruits and vegetables, many farmers who are depending on rain, they are actually pressed on seasons. And right now we are in May. Mangoes have just lapsed their season around March. And currently what is in market is avocado. Started mid-March, now it will run all the way to August. And that is the common hash species that are common for export. And a portion of them also is consumed locally. Now thereafter, we'll have the traditional or the Kenyeji avocado, which will last us to the very 2 months of the year, November and December.
Okay.
There are many other locally fruits that are not commercialized that you'll find along the way. Maybe say the berries, the apples, and maybe the yellow passion.
Okay.
You can come across such kind of fruits here and there, but their seasons are not commercialized as much.
Okay. So mangoes and avocados, that is the most popular one that we see. You know, we were chatting there and we were talking about guavas, you know. I don't know where some of these other value chains they lie in. Are they not big enough, or these are the fruits?
Okay, like guava, we know the season for guava is normally between May and August again. But you'll find that not even many people know the healthy benefits of guava. You'll find it in city market, you'll find it in Marigiti, but very few people really know the guava fruit. But when we relate with the Kombucha Kenya, we usually supply them with the leaves, because the healthy benefits of guava leaves are equivalent to the fruit of guava.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So, Andrew, I might as well just be eating guava leaves, yeah, instead of fruits. That's quite interesting. And maybe just to walk a little bit back. So you are passionate about, you know, your mom is a nutritionist. You find, oh, kombucha is one of the best things that you've discovered. I mean, how do you go now the commercial route? Was it based on demand? Was it based on you doing sort of a market analysis and realize, oh, this is something that actually people are asking about, I can make and sell? What was your approach in that regard?
Well, while my mom was a nutritionist, unfortunately she suffered diabetes for a number of decades, and there were things that she knew are good for her, and one among was kombucha. And since I could see what kombucha could do to her, and then at the time I was in campus, and I thought, well, what if more people could discover this thing called kombucha? And I thought, well, let me start by creating a Facebook page. And my need was to find other people who are actually in need of a better healthy living. So they want to change their lifestyle from the way they were before to a much healthier lifestyle. So from there on, we Kombucha Kenya Limited, we started in 2016. And then from there on, at the time, the market was very bad. Not many people heard about kombucha, as you said. But as we are all connected nowadays through the internet, you find that there are celebrities in the US, people taking kombucha. There are challenges all over.
Okay.
So people got to understand what's this hype about from this drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So there is the aspect of, okay, a lot of people don't know about this. Then there is also carrying the gospel of kombucha and saying, yes, these are the benefits actually if you have this challenge. And I think that's something that we can talk after. Right now, we want to take a short break right here on the Farm Kenya show. Remember, we're talking matters fruits, fruit value chain, and even value addition to the likes of products such as kombucha, which Kombucha Kenya is doing. Remember, that's our discussion this afternoon. If you have any questions, of course, you can always reach us on our social media platforms. We'll be very quick to respond to some of your questions. For now, we take a short break.
Na tukue pamoja kuimarisha Kenya, ni jukumu la Farm Kenya.
Subscription yako uwe connected. Guswa hisia na drama na telenovela freshi, movie kali, documentaries, mziki na lifestyle channel. Changamka na Star Times. Let's get ready to download Star Times on app kwa burudani kemkem wakati wowote popote ulipo. Star Times, furahia maisha kidijitali.
How do you keep your toilets clean?
I use normal detergent and bleach for washing.
The detergent and bleach cleanless can leave behind yellowness, rust, and germs. Harpic's 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergents and bleach, and kills 99.9% illness-causing germs in your toilet, including the COVID-19 virus.
Colgate Herbal is formulated from a unique blend of natural herbs and is scientifically proven to strengthen teeth and keep gums healthy. Try Colgate Herbal, scientifically proven for strong teeth and healthy gums. Colgate Charcoal, the charcoal toothpaste you can trust.
It all begins with a single step. This is Game of Ninja.
I really like it.
Get ready for the ultimate television experience where entertainment, inspiration, and information collide. From heart-pounding dramas,
how can you be so shameless? You've brought this woman into our house despite what happened?
To laugh-out-loud comedies,
jinga kabisa, utakufa maskini ndugu yangu. You will die hungry.
To adrenaline-pumping sports coverage.
Ni moto.
With a diverse lineup of programming curated to entertain, educate, and engage.
Yes. I have nothing more to add.
Unajua kila mtu huwa na ndoto na huwa na maono.
KTN Home is your one-stop shop destination for quality television.
What's happening? Talk to your wife.
I asked you, are you happy?
So why settle for anything less?
It's been a wonderful experience.
DJ Tatua.
Join the millions of viewers who have made KTN Home their preferred choice for entertainment.
And that is what we mean by a wholesome, cutting-edge entertainment show.
KTN, Welcome home.
Lipia subscription yako uwe connected. Guswa hisia na drama na telenovela freshi, movie kali, documentaries, mziki na lifestyle channel. Changamka na Star Times. Let's get ready to download Star Times on app kwa burudani kemkem wakati wowote popote ulipo. Star Times, furahia maisha kidijitali.
All right, welcome back to the Farm Kenya show, and we're still discussing matters fruit and fruit business and value addition. And in studio, of course, I have Ephantus Kabuku, who's the director at Neura International, and Andrew Ashira, founder and CEO of Kombucha Kenya Limited. Mr. Ephantus, we were just chatting about the diversification of the fruit sector, and especially those we call indigenous fruit, because I know mango has a huge global demand. Avocado, you've spoken about it. There's so much demand from the world. Talk to me about our indigenous fruits from somebody who plays in the value chain. How much do we move our local African Kenyan indigenous fruits, even if it is connecting them to markets here like Marikiti and whatnot?
Kenya today has really grown in terms of transport and logistic and ability. The structures have really improved. We realize that a farmer who is a small scale in Western Igishu will do his passion fruit that normally matures around February, March, and he will use the normal PSV matatus, or nowadays we have what we call the parcel business, which is a department that has really emerged in the PSV matatus. And you realize that we also have other companies emerging like Jumia. Mm-hmm. And somebody is able to link up with his customers in Nairobi, and he will just place his cargo, which will be taken care of by the business proprietors, right from source to Nairobi or to the market where the customer is. Mm-hmm. You realize that we are in the tropic, and that means that throughout the year, most of the parts of the country we have indigenous fruits that are available. If you look at highland areas, we have fruits like pears. They're in the market end of March, April, and beginning of May. If you look at the guava, as we have spoken, they are there between May and August. Then we'll have the other, the yellow, the yellow guava, another one. Mm-hmm. And it is there between August and September. From September, we have the flowering of plums and the related species that will last us from December to January or beginning of February. Mm-hmm. You realize that we are supplied with fruits throughout the year, from January to December, mm-hmm. depending on different locations and ecological requirements.
Okay. Andrew, now you are there. You've decided. I think I have something amazing here that could help a lot of people. I've seen it help my mother. I start with social media. I'm young, I'm tech savvy, open a Facebook page. How do you proceed in that regard? Did you open the Kombucha Kenya Facebook page, or it was named differently?
It was named Kombucha Kenya from the start. Mm-hmm. I don't know why at the time I called it that, but I thought it's an easier way for people to find kombucha in Kenya, because Well, if you try to Google kombucha in Kenya, then Kombucha Kenya is an easy search. Want to obtain and reach to me. So, but that's not all. It's not only online that I've been trying to push these products, but also in farmers markets, while doing deliveries. That's normally our main channel of business, delivering fresh batches of kombucha to every Kenyan or expatriate in Kenya. So from there, it's been an organic growth, and people we still have clients from all the way back in 2017 who still call us for supplies for kombucha. Yes.
And we had mentioned earlier on, even during my introduction, I was like, Andrew's gonna teach us how to make kombucha. And you're like, yes, you learn how kombucha, the process is made, but there is a sensitivity to it. Talk to me about that.
Well, kombucha is simple and complicated at the same time. It's simple in the steps that you follow, but it requires a lot of parameters. So many things go in. You need to think of all the varying parameters, if it is pH, if it's temperature. So normally not every Kenyan or not any person is able to have all that in mind. So kombucha can be really good if it is made in the right way. So, but it can also go the other way around. But normally, we used to think selling the home brewing. We used to sell home brewing kits to clients, but we saw that there's a public health risk where not many people know the science behind this, what to do, how to troubleshoot a bad batch. So we thought, well, as professionals and with all the experience and the knowledge that I have, then let me just stick to selling ready-made kombucha. Okay. And for that, that's what I'm known for.
Okay. Fantas, going back to this fruit situation, because we'll come to the different flavors of kombucha, and Fantas comes in strongly in that regard. But in regards to observing the farmers and the value chain, especially the fruit value chain, they say, unajua wanasema wendo kwa ground, so unasikianga vilio za farmers, the off-takers on the other end, because you're connecting these two worlds. From your observation, what do you think are the challenges that is facing, especially the farmers? What are they crying about? Ukienda kuchukua product from them, and these off-takers, the market, what are their concerns?
Most of the farmers have two major problems or two challenges. One of them is they have grown a certain product, but they don't know where to sell. Lack of the market that is available, that's one of the problems. The other problem is once a farmer gets the information that a certain fruit or kind of produce will sell, they go in full swing and they do the farming. But now that they don't know where the market is, they meet the challenge of the pricing. Because right from the onset, probably they were promised a very high return on a particular fruit. But when the produce is ready for marketing, they find that the market is not as it was when they were starting with the venture. And that becomes a problem and misunderstanding again, because in the farm, you realize that there are different types of produces that will come out. There will be the best quality. Another one will be affected probably by pests or other problems in the course of husbandry. All the farmer practices may fail completely. And in the process, the poor quality and the good quality, he is expecting the same price. Because the issue of grading again has not really been taught to many farmers. And that becomes a little bit of misunderstanding between the buyers and the sellers of the fruits.
Okay. So there is an element sometimes of evaluation of your product.
Of course, there is an expectation and the real practical business transaction that will take place when the time comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Andrew, I know kombucha holds so much benefits. And that we'll take a look, even especially just looking at the making process. I think you'll be able to explain to us what benefits are accrued, why that particular input that you're having is to somebody's gut and whatnot. But talk to me about now how kombucha, as you defined it as tea, now you have the fruit element to it. Where do those two worlds marry?
Well, I like to think of what I do as value addition, and it is true. I'm value adding tea, I'm value adding fruits, and we all like something flavored, you know, strawberry flavored yogurt or something. So flavors are a big thing when it comes to kombucha, because one, you want to give the consumers a wide range of flavors so that they can all find their flavor bubble. Well, if they want something sweet, well, you can have this type of this category. If you want something a little too tart, a little too sour, then you have this. So when you are adding the fruits to kombucha and now using the natural real fruit, we are incorporating even the health benefits coming from the fruits onto kombucha. Yes.
Oh, so you're essentially juicing it up with nutrients.
Yeah.
From the initial one, now you're taking it a notch higher. And I mean, Fantas now supplies you or links you to the farmers who produce this fruit. Maybe from your observation, in regards to the quality of fruits, talk to me, where do you benchmark when it comes to kombucha? Are there markets that you feel are doing pretty well, maybe even innovation-wise, value addition-wise, that maybe you are learning from?
Well, when it comes to, especially in Kombucha Kenya, when we are making a new flavor, it takes a lot of R&D. So you need to really research and know how the flavor is doing scientifically. How is it too fizzy? Is it too flat? How does it? What's its characteristics? So when it comes to getting the fruits from Fantas, normally we look at the type of mango. We have a particular type of mango that we use. So we have, I think, there are 4 or 5 or more types of varieties of mango. So there's a particular mango that we use, but we understand that there is the element of seasonality. So in the market, it is understandable. So if mango is not available at this season, then we'll just have to wait until it's ready again. We don't want to compromise with another type, because it might now alter the experience of the end consumer.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantas, as a supplier, Andrew here needs mango. All of a sudden, the season is out. There are no mangoes, going round. I mean, that's been a discussion when it comes to Kenya's agricultural system for a very long time. This issue of rain-fed agriculture. Yeah, that's why we have seasonality. Do you think that is an aspect that is going to change are you seeing when you go to these farmers to offtake the products, and even during aggregation, is there an embrace of mechanization, embracing, drilling, or how do we, these water systems that you put on your farms to be able to, irrigation rather, and is that changing how the markets and supply happens?
Of course, yes. There's a lot of improvement in the irrigation sector. Apart from the private farms where boreholes and dams are made, we also have a lot of projects going on in different counties, especially where I come from in Murang'a County. We realize that there is a very big ambition with the governor who was in office last time and who is also currently. They are doing a lot to do with mango business. They have identified 2 big companies that have been uptaking their mangoes. And in these 2 companies, we realize that they also have a mechanized way of pulping the mangoes and keeping the pulp dried and preserved, so that they are able to do with their flavors and their businesses even when the season is off. I think with Mr. Wachira here, as his business grows and with ability to acquire some of these machineries and equipments, he will also be able to buy when the season is on and keep the pulp to use when the season is off.
Okay. Oh, so that actually, it's the element of seasonality is being. How about irrigation? Is there a time that we will see almost fully a supply of products, for example, like mango, because farmers are able to, do irrigation and not rely on rains?
Of course, yes. The only limitation will be the demand, because most of the farmers who are doing the irrigation, specifically targeting a certain fruit they have their own market, and even where there is enough water, you realize that our local consumption is more than the export demand for this kind of fruit, because they are highly taken by the population of the country.
Okay.
Yes.
Andrew, with these changes happening in the fruit value chain, if we may call it so, all this mechanization, what do you think will be the impact to businesses that rely on these particular products, that value add on these particular products as time goes by?
Well, I think it's by that time we are hitting the ground rolling. There will be less short changes where there's going to be an efficiency, a consistency in the way business is done. There will be a smoothness in business. Yes, I believe that's my perspective.
Definitely. Smoothness in business, and that's quite interesting. I think now in the next segment, because we want to go for a short break, we'll be taking a look at how to smoothly make your kombucha. But in closing, Stefantes, now that you are in this game, what do you think, especially from a regulatory perspective, regulations, we were chatting about that. What can be improved to make the benefits that, the potential that the fruit value chain has in this country? What regulations can we bring in to make it even, more vibrant, to create more jobs and farmers to make money?
The first thing is to empower the farmers' organizations, may it be cooperatives or associations, because when you bring the teams who are doing a common activity, you realize that they are able to produce enough quantities that will meet the target market and the demand that is there locally and abroad. Number two We have our regulatory bodies like KEVIS, KEMRI, CALO, and the Ministry of Agriculture. One of the greatest challenge is the information dissemination. We realize that there are regulations that are pro-farmers, and there are regulations that are pro-buyers. So the information that is required by the farmers, it requires the improvement so that the farmers are well equipped with information that they require, the knowledge that they require, so that right from the farm, they are able to know what is expected of their produces by the buyers. The other thing is the transport of fresh commodities. There is a lot of, it is very expensive to move a fresh commodity from a distanced farmers to a certain market, say in Nairobi or abroad, because you require controlled temperature containers or controlled temperature kind of vehicles. And I believe if the government can subsidize or probably those kind of vehicles, they make them duty-free. All they donate to the cooperatives or farm organizations that are doing fruits and vegetables. That will be a big mark for the farmers.
Okay, that's incredible. Interventions, first of all, you know, human resource empowerment of these farmers, but also just equipping them to be able to make their business a little bit easier, right? Yeah. So thank you very much, Mr. Fantas. I've loved your input, and hopefully to have you more, yeah? Especially with these changes, you know, in different crops. Yeah, there are so many dynamics in different crops and their supply. But I appreciate that was Fantas Kabuku, who's the director, Nure International. And we still have Andrew Ashera here because we want to take a break. When he comes back, we'll take a look at the process of making kombucha. Stay tuned.